Hey everybody, I'm here, I'm back, your favorite Canadian info warrior, back at it again for another week. I'm going to try to keep uploading every week. But the big thing that has just happened is that an attempt has been made on President Trump's life. So, if anybody is late to the game here by the time I upload this, I'm sure everybody knows about it. But if you don't, he was holding a campaign rally in Pennsylvania, and some popping sounds were heard, and he grabbed at his neck and his ear, and he went down, but he didn't fall down. He actually crouched down, and right away the Secret Service surrounded him and, basically formed a dome over him and attempted to assess his situation and see if he was okay. And then they asked him if he could stand up, and they got him to stand up, and tried to rush him to the waiting SUV. But of course, classic Trump style, he didn't rush to the SUV. He got up and did one of these for the crowd. So he's been shot. When he stood up, there was blood right here and a streak of blood along his cheek and lots of blood on the upper ear. So no reports are out yet exactly what happened, but I'm thinking the bullet actually hit him here, went through went along his cheekbone, and exited through his ear. That's what it looks like to me. And it was very quiet popping sounds, and what looks to me like an entry wound here was very small. So I'm thinking it was probably the classic AR-15 .223 round. So it was a small but fast round. So, yeah, there's going to be, if I'm right about that, there's going to be calls for, more calls for banning the AR-15 again, banning assault-style weapons, which is a crock of shit. The AR-15 is a hunting rifle. It looks like a military rifle, but it's not. But I'm not going to get too deep into that. I just wanted to get on here and say something about the fact that Trump was shot. Because this is only going to further help his campaign, especially since he survived it. He's going to raise like $1 billion overnight, and then he's going to win in a landslide. Because things aren't looking good for Joe Biden as it is. I'm not making a prediction here, but I guess I kind of am. I'm more of a wait and see kind of guy. I don't put my money on things like that, but gun to my head, if I had to put some money down, I would say Trump is going to win in a landslide. So, that's that. Another attempt at another presidential assassination, which, to the best of my knowledge, hasn't happened since Kennedy. No, that's not true. Reagan was shot too. Who else was shot? Somebody else was shot. This is not since Kennedy. If they had actually killed him, it would be the first one since Kennedy. But just an attempt, no, he's not the first since Kennedy, because there was Reagan and... No, I think maybe it was... I think Reagan might have been the most recent one. That was... what was the guy's name? I can't think of his name. John Hinckley, wasn't it? Yeah, John Hinckley Jr., I believe. Attempted to assassinate Ronald Reagan. And Reagan was a tough guy about that too, you know. Like Trump standing up and doing this for the crowd. Reagan was actually shot in his side, and he had a punctured lung, and he pushed his Secret Service away from him when they got to the hospital, and he said, America needs to see a strong president. I need to walk in on my own. And he did, and he walked right into that hospital on his own 2 feet. Now, of course, Reagan was wounded more severely than Trump, but it's still the same kind of thing. It's just... It's impressive that he had the wherewithal in that moment to get up and do that for the crowd, rather than just let the Secret Service get him out of there. That is impressive. So what else is going on? Well, nothing too exciting. I wasn't sure what I was going to talk to you about tonight until this came up, because basically all I've done this weekend is detail my truck. I took it to the touchless car wash and got a good wash there, and it always seems to do a pretty good job. And then came home and brought my Dyson vacuum cleaner outside and plugged it in, and took the mats out and hosed them down and vacuumed the whole truck and scrubbed the mats and armor-alled the mats before putting them back in, and now I almost fell flat on my ass when I tried to get into the truck after that, because my foot started to slip on the floor mat. So I got to be careful for a few days getting in and out of the truck. But yeah, that's about it. I didn't want to make this video too short, but there's not a whole lot else to say. I just wanted to come on and give a few thoughts about Trump's shooting. And like I say, that's only going to help his campaign, because he survived. It's going to just skyrocket his ratings. That's funny. It's honestly, you guys know I'm not a huge Trump fan. Some of his policies are good, and I'd have to say most of his policies were good, and I liked a lot of the things he did while he was president. I didn't like his tweeting all the time, and I don't like his making fun of people. I didn't like the way he made fun of what's her name, Greta Thunberg. Personally, I think her stances are idiotic. Her ideologies are stupid. But I also think that she was coached by her parents and by other liberals to speak and act that way. And I didn't think it was right that Trump made fun of her I didn't think it was right that Trump made fun of the guy. I can't remember now. I think it was a guy at Burger King or something who had some sort of mental disorder, and Trump was making fun of him doing this. And, that to me is just bottom of the barrel stuff. And I really didn't like that about him. I also didn't like Operation Warp Speed. That was under Trump. So, yeah, there's some things I didn't like about him. There's some things I did like about him. But Biden is just horrible. And with this, I think Trump's got it nailed. I don't think he even has to campaign anymore. He's going to get the vote. It's going to be a landslide for him. Well, it's interesting. It remains to be seen how that sort of thing will bleed over into other countries. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. So I guess that's about it. I think I'm going to call her quits for this video. And hopefully Donald Trump's wound is not severe. The hospital is saying he's fine, so we wish him a speedy recovery. I hope his hearing wasn't damaged by the damage to his ear. And as far as his campaign goes, we'll see what happens. That's it from me. I'm going to sign off for another week. And Lord willing, Daffy Duck willing, we'll see y'all next week. Ciao for now.